My name is Johnny Mack, and you're watching Wheel Talk New York. I was big into baseball as a youngster, and my one buddy was always coming late to all our T-ball games and our Little League games. And my dad was a coach, and he asked the father why he was late. He's like, "Oh, I'm playing hockey over in Blue Point." And he was playing at face-off. So we went and checked it out one day, and after our game, and I just fell in love immediately. And then we actually built a team with all my buddies from baseball and around the neighborhood, my cousin, and we were called Val's Deli. We had hero sandwiches on our jersey. We would have about 15 guys because guys would be in and out. We were terrible. We went like 0-10 the first year. We played at Medford. Jay Meacham was running the rink at the time. Rink is no longer there. I even played goalie one game, and we actually only lost 2-1. So that was almost our first win.
Almost lost the goal scorer to
Yeah. That was only once though. Other than the driveway, that's about it. I guess the first real tournament team I played on was I'm gonna say Smoke. Because I played on a couple teams here and there, but the first like real organized team was the Smoke. We played in a lot of tournaments, coached by my dad, Timmy Wells, T.J. Wells, Danny Healy, Justin Marbot, guys like that, Corey Bousquet. I mean, it was all close buddies that we just played for fun. We did pretty well. Yeah. After playing for the Tour Smoke, I'm gonna say I played with Cusack Bulldogs for a little while. Yeah, Brian Benedetto was my coach, as well as Dennis Harris. We had a actually really good team. I guess we got second place in 1998. So that may have been my first team. In 1998, we at Atlanta, Georgia, at the Cooler, we had like 5 or 6 guys. Yeah, no, it was Narch. It was Narch. Yeah, we had Joey Froelich, Anthony Landreau, Steve Herring was our goalie, a couple other guys. KJ Tiffenworth was on our team. He was 4 years old. He was our 4th best player. He was unbelievable. Obviously, he's still awesome. So I'll never forget. He had the brown ultralight with the big red Titan blade with the big hook on it. Yeah, he was something special. After playing for the Bulldogs, again, my memory's not great. So played with the Smoke after that. So that was after the Bulldogs. And then my next team was actually the Tour Dragons, coached by Greg Thompson, Ryan Carey. And I never really played with Black Ice on a regular basis. It was always if my team was not playing. So I never really played with Jay Muro and Black Ice until a couple years ago on a regular basis. It was always the Tour Dragons. We played a couple tournaments as a Suffolk Sting to change it up. We had the coolest jerseys ever. Ryan Carey will still probably tell you to this day that they're his favorite jerseys. One was black with yellow stripes on it. We might still have one rolling around somewhere, but after that I started to play with St. Louis Blast, coached by Rob Ferrara, also known as Pat Maroon's uncle. The St. Louis Blast was PJ Tallow, David Mikowski, a couple guys, my buddies Jake Hill, Jake Amlong, Zach Dangus. Our goalie was Markey Landgrader, Sean O'Rourke. I'm not sure if I said PJ Tallow again, my line mate for a long time. I mean, a couple guys fill in here and there. For 1 or 2 tournaments, we had Matt White play. He was unreal player. We were picking up guys here and there, but it was quite the team, and we had a lot of success. That's the team I actually won my first major national with. So.
Where was that?
That was in, I want to say, my first Narch was in 2000. I believe it was 2006 in Mississauga, Canada. That would have been, I want to say, Bantam, my second year Bantams. 8 silver medals before getting 1 gold.
So it felt pretty good. That one sticks out now as a good memory.
Yeah, that was a good time.
After all the other ones, that one probably has a special place after those silvers.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about so playing high level. You were playing at platinum level all your career basically. Then you got into playing international a little bit. Can you get into that?
Yeah, sure. So In 2009, I was a freshman in college. It was probably the best hockey year that couldn't even draw anything up better. So I started playing pro with the Mudcats. We won.
In college where?
We were in college. I was in college. I was at Lindenwood University, and I believe that was I guess it was like freshman or sophomore year, one of the two. And we won both winter nationals with the Mudcats. We won both summer nationals with the Mudcats, and I played for Team USA in Fears tournament over in Varese, Italy, where we won. We beat Canada. I think it was 4-3 or 5-4 in the championship game. They were stacked, but the team we played in the semis was Czech Republic, and their goalie was about 6'5" off skates. We played on the little nets. They had Thomas Plekanec, longtime NHLer. They had two other guys who were in and out of the NHL. And we were like going into the game, and I remember Greg and I I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, there's a shot in the dark here that we could possibly win, but I don't know what's gonna happen. And we just went out there and we won 7-0. I mean, it was probably one of the most memorable games I've ever played in. It was awesome. I played in the European Championships with the team that Greg played on in Spain. It was Ruby. I think they were St. Patons, or I don't know how to say it, but Greg played over there for a year or so, and they needed an extra guy for the European Championships. I think it was something 2000. I think it might have been 2010, and it was over Thanksgiving, which is really tough for me. I'm a big family guy, so missing Thanksgiving was really. I mean, in hindsight, it probably should have been an easy decision to go to Switzerland, but it was actually really hard for me. And we went and we had a great time. Greg and the team was there already. I was traveling at the time I was living in South Carolina with my sister. Traveled there, went through DC, I think I had a layover in France for like 7 hours. It was terrible. I got there and I showed up in Switzerland and no hockey equipment. And the game was the next day. I was all thrown off, was freaking out. And teams have skate before the first game day, and I'm just sitting there, and they say the equipment's going to come that night. So we go back to the airport, nothing. Next morning, nothing. So PJ Tallow is there. He's playing on a team from Italy, and I ended up borrowing his gear for the first game. Anybody who knows me knows the stick I used was very short. The stick was about 3 feet too long. I think the skates were like 2 sizes too big. But I played and we won. It was frustrating. And the next game, I couldn't play because we were playing PJ's team. So I had to sit out that game. Luckily, the equipment came that night, so really, really late at night. So Greg and I went to the airport and we saw my stick bag, and it probably had, I think it had anywhere between 7 and 10 like different country like bag tags. That's how many places it's been. Now, bringing it back to Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri, where I went to college, it was actually a pretty easy decision for me to go there. I actually only applied to one college. Number one, I played with a team from St. Louis my whole life, so I knew the area. I had a lot of buddies around there. Number two, Greg went there, and I visited him a time or two, and it was a great time. And, I was just wanted to play hockey somewhere and just further my education. So our practices were legendary. It was like a pro game every day. Tommy Bruce, Travis Fudge, guys like that. Jeff Hill. It was just our Dustin Brown and net. We ended up winning that year in our first year. I think we pretty much beat everybody pretty well. We had a couple close games, but played 2 more years. 2010, we won again. We beat Arizona State in the championship game. After we got our first game, we were just so flat. We got blown out by Buffalo. It was one of the most embarrassing moments of my hockey career. We lost like 7-1. It was absolutely embarrassing. But we bounced back and we won the championship that year. And then my senior year, we got upset. I think it was the quarterfinals against, I think it was UNLV. We lost like 5-4, 5-3. We were just letting up bad goals, making bad plays, So we kind of blew that one, but I wish we could have rewind and play that one back, but what are you gonna do? Like many hockey guys, I'm pretty superstitious still to this day. My biggest things was I always had, there was a sporting goods store in St. Louis called Johnny Mac's, and we discovered that in 1997, my first national, and we were like, we were ecstatic, like it was awesome. So we bought like 10 water bottles with Johnny Mac's on them, and every game I would have either a yellow or a blue Gatorade in it. And it's funny because as I started playing with the Blast in St. Louis, a couple of my buddies, especially David Mikowski and his father, they would call it Johnny Mac's secret sauce. So that was pretty funny, but I always felt lost if I didn't have that. My right skate always has to be tighter than my left skate. Always, no matter what. I'll sit there and retie it 10 times if I have to. And my left sock always has to be a little bit higher than my right one. Those are probably two really odd ones, but other little ones here and there. Before games, I love music, but I'm not really too picky. Sometimes if I had a really big game, I would just try to like zone out and get in the zone. But I mean, honestly, I can listen to anything from rap to hard rock to country. I'm a big country guy. It kind of just like gets me mellowed out and gets me ready to go. Yeah. One of the ones that I'll never forget, my dad used to always bring me down to Sports Arena. At the time, it might still have been called Bulldog. And we used to watch the high school hockey games. Dino's out there playing. You got guys like Conti, Lemansky, Pat Cannone, Thompson, Paul Flynn. I mean, all those guys. Whitley was playing at the time. I mean, they were battle games, and I would just sit there all night and watch. And Dino gets into a fight, and his dad, in his Italian accent, he just comes down the stairs. And he's like, "Dino, kick his Dino," and I'll never forget that. We still talk about it to this day. That was awesome. My absolute number one favorite memory from my hockey career is from 2009. We were in Mississauga, Canada, playing in the Pro Division. We already won tours in overtime, which was awesome. And we were playing Team Mission. It was a tough game. It was 1-1, battle back and forth. And we go into overtime, so it's 1-1. And I remember, just at that point, everybody's just dead tired, and we're out there skating. I remember I got kind of tripped up in the middle of the rink early in overtime. And if anybody knows pro hockey and back in the day, Jamie Cook, he was a monster. And inadvertently, he didn't do it on purpose, but he was back checking on me, and he ended up kicking me in the ribs. And I literally couldn't breathe. I mean, I skated the rest of the shift. I went to the bench. I was like hunched over on the bench, and just so happens that my next shift, I go out there, and I think it might have been a 2-on-2. It was CJ Yoder and I were going down. It was a broken play. CJ did a move. It hit the defenseman's skate, and I just happened to spring me on the right side, spring me loose, and I took a shot and hit it off the low left post and went in. And we won, but that was awesome and everything. But we still have the pictures to this day. The best part was seeing my dad behind the glass. You could see frame by frame. You see him. He's got a hat on. I get the puck. He goes like this to his hat. I go shoot the puck. He's got his hat like this. The puck's in the net. He's throwing his hat up in the air. He might have even been the first one on the rink celebrating. I mean,
Frame by frame.
it was amazing. When you walk into my parents' house in the basement, you could see the frame by frame picture.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's definitely that's definitely number one memory for me. Hockey has, without a doubt, been the greatest thing to happen to me in my early childhood. I mean, I would have been great playing baseball, but playing hockey has brought me nothing but great memories, great friendships, and it's brought me many places that I would never have gone. If I had to do it all over again, the only thing I would do is probably keep playing ice hockey. But other than that, I mean, no regrets. The friendships I've made, just unbelievable, out of this world. And part of me, I mean, not part of me, all of me wishes I still could be playing, but my body and brain has other choices for me. So, it is what it is, but I'm very thankful for everything hockey has brought me, and I still plan to be around as much as I can over the years, because just want to pay it forward to those young kids and everybody else involved in the sport.